Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, public servants in the Western Cape will down tools today over government's latest wage offer. They've rejected the 3% offer, demanding more, saying the cost of living is soaring while they can barely make ends meet. eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is following the protest and joins us this morning. Good morning, Aviwe. So workers are unrelenting. They're saying that 3% just simply cannot meet their needs currently.
Well, they say that a lot has gone up and the wages that they need to be paid need to be matched, in fact, with the prices that we've been seeing increase. In fact, this is a follow-up on that two-week national protest. We do understand the Western Cape couldn't be part of that, given that there was a taxi strike. So now they have taken many unions here marching to Parliament. In fact, just to get more on this, I am joined by the Secretary of COSATU, Melvin de Bruyn. Melvin, thank you for joining us at eNCA, but maybe spell out the reasoning behind heading to Parliament today.
Yeah, today we are here as the three federations, SAFTU, COSATU, Verdusa, and also one independent union, SAPU. We are here as a collective today to march to Parliament to hand over a memorandum which outline our grievances and disappointment in government's decision to implement a 3% salary increase. And I think that was really an insult to the working class.
Wasn't this negotiated, though, the 3% salary increment, given that it's supposed to be sat on the table and discussed and agreed upon whether to have it go ahead? Now it's been placed for at least 2 months.
Yeah, that's a sad reality that we are faced with. We've got the bargaining council where the parties sit around the table and engage and talk about the issues. And then government decided on its own, no, they're not going to continue with the negotiations. They're just going to implement what they think is right for them without a signed agreement.
Is that legal?
Either party got the right in terms of how they will proceed in negotiations. So maybe they've decided on their own. They're not going to do that. They're not going to implement it. Because they're within the right to make an offer, it's within the right to withdraw an offer, so it's within the right to do so. But in terms of the collective bargaining agreement, in terms of the rules, which is very clear, that they must have at least an agreement around the table. And before implementing such agreement, the parties must sign it. And there's no such document that has been signed by the parties.
Okay, so what are you hoping to achieve then by heading to Parliament with this march?
Yeah, today we're going to give them another memorandum. And the memorandum is very clear that within 7 days, they must give us something that is positive, something that workers are happy about. Because COSATU and the other federations are willing to go to the table to conclude the negotiations. If they fail to do so within the 7 days, COSATU and the federations and other federations and SAPU will have to go back to the drawing board and decide for a much bigger action come 2023.
But it always boggles the mind how COSATU's always marching against government. Given that you're part of the tripartite alliance as COSATU, wouldn't it be easier to actually talk directly to the ANC-led government in terms of getting what you want instead of protesting against it?
Yeah, COSATU is part of the tripartite alliance, but we're not part of the government of the day. We are part of the ANC alliance. So we are of the view that because we sent a couple of our leaders are part of government today. We've got the minister, who's currently the Labour Minister, is also acting in the public service ministry as coming from teachers' union. You've got the president, that was a union secretary general. Now we thought that they will be at least be worker friendly when it comes to these kind of things. But it's quite clear now they are against the working class. That's our disappointment that we have, even with our own leaders, that we have pushed to become leaders within the government.
All right, thank you very much. Melvin de Bruyn is the Secretary of COSATU in the Western Cape, disappointed in some of the leaders that have come from unions and now saying that they're actually anti-working class. That's, of course, as they head to Parliament to give a memorandum where they hope that their demands will be met within 7 days. That's the disagreement of the 3% wage increment that the workers on the ground have received, saying that it's not enough given that these workers are some of those that were in the front lines during COVID-19, your police, your nurses, your defense force that we saw time and again, but they're saying that now they're not being looked after all of that.